everyone, welcome back to Align Dish. I'm your host, Emily Azizi. This podcast is about personal development, positivity, life lessons, and dating, and everything that's juicy. Today, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Nas Energy Drink for sending us free drinks. Thank you. Today's guest is an adult film actress. She's a comedian and she has almost 1 million Instagram followers. Give it up for Silvia Saige.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
You're the first woman to be a guest on my podcast.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I'm completely honest, yes.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for coming. We're happy to have you.
I am flattered now. I feel exceptionally rare, and I love that about myself.
You're setting the tone for the rest of women's...
I used to say I have big pussy energy. Like people have big dick energy, power, you know? But I was like, I realized that people don't like big pussies. And I was like, oh, I gotta back down on the big pussy energy. Very small pussy energy, strong pussy energy.
Yes.
That's what we
And
have.
also for the listeners, this episode is going to be extra juicy. So if you're sensitive, don't listen.
That's true.
Okay. So how are you?
I am doing excellent, actually. You got me this new energy drink, this Nos. I just took a sip of it. Now I feel like Mario with that little extra juice.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's like... Other energy drinks, like sometimes I feel like it's like whatever. This one, like,
get you going.
Got your back. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So before we jump into your career, where are you from?
So I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri. And then I kind of bounced around. After high school, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia for a little while. And then I lived in Vegas for a little while. But I've made LA my home for the past almost 12 years.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So how old were you when you moved from Missouri?
So I moved to California at 30, but I moved away at 19, but I kept like coming back, you know, every time I would move away, I'd come back home for a little bit. And my dad was like, pretty sure when I moved to LA, I was going to be coming back in a few years, but surprise,
Here
surprise.
You are. We got her. Okay, cool. Well, I want to know more like her childhood. Like, did you grow up like in a conservative or more open-minded family?
I was honestly blessed to have both. So I'm a child of divorce. Lucky me.
How old were you when they divorced?
2. So I don't remember the divorce, but they did get back together and we lived together as a whole family until I was like 5. And I didn't know that they weren't married until my brother let me know. And
is he younger
my childhood.
or older?
He's 3 years older.
3 years older.
Yeah, he ruined Santa Claus for me and my parents being married for me. So good big brother. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I was very lucky. My mom is very religious now, and so as kids, my brother and I went to church, and we were raised religious. I definitely had a fear of God instilled in me. But my father's side of the family never really practiced religion, never really talked about religion. It just wasn't brought up. So I kind of got the best of both worlds and was able to make my own decision on religion and how I wanted to follow through with it. But yeah, I was definitely raised very small town with very small town mentality.
Got you. And as far as like the subject of sex, like, was it taboo? Was it free? Like, how was it in your experience growing up?
You know, for me growing up, it was very open from both sides of my family. Okay. Yeah. So my mom was what I refer to as a naked mom. She was always naked in my childhood. It wasn't in a creepy way. It was just like, my mom was a single mom and she was very busy, and if she was getting ready, she was getting ready naked and we were in the room. You know, it was just...
Honestly, I get it because I grew up in Sweden and they're very like nude, like they're very free.
It's just your body.
So I get that.
Yeah. It was never like, oh, don't come in the room, I'm changing. It was like, if I needed something, I'm going to walk in the room. If my mom is naked, I see her naked. So that was never off limits for me. My dad's family, on the other hand, was overtly sexual. They never really hid kids from hearing adult conversations. I specifically remember being a kid sitting at the dinner table and thinking to myself, like, I am definitely not old enough to hear these conversations. But I mean, it kind of, I guess, molded me into who I am today because it wasn't ever given to me as a shameful subject.
How old were you when you like understood what sex was? Like,
God.
did someone explain it, or you just?
Do you know what's crazy? I honestly would say 35 before I.
Girl, I feel you. I'm like 20 plus.
Yeah.
21 plus.
Because I don't think I understood what all sex involved.
We still do.
Do you know, like mentally, emotionally, like physically, all of the things.
Yeah.
I think for a long time you think sex is just physical, but it's so much more than that.
Absolutely,
you know, and it can be financial.
So yes, we're gonna get there.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, cool. Interesting. And then how is it like in school? Like, how were you in school? Like, were you popular? Were you bullied? Like, how was your school experience?
Oh God, a little bit of both. So I was definitely bullied, but for being pretty. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know, like,
yeah.
I got a lot of slut shaming even when I was a virgin. You know, I hadn't even kissed a boy, and there were rumors going around that I was fucking the football team, you know, so it was just a lot of that. But then I moved high schools, and I was popular in my new high school because they didn't slut shame me, and I gave up my virginity. I guess that, you know.
Did you like switch schools a lot, or did you not?
Just in high school, just because I was getting bullied really, really bad at my first high school as a freshman. So I decided to move high schools.
That really sucks that the victim has to switch schools and not the bully, because I've been in similar situations myself.
Well, the whole thing was, it was the whole school bullying me. It was, I had a nickname in our high school, and people would, if I had to go into the gymnasium for like a school assembly or whatever, everyone would just stand up and make this symbol and scream out the nickname, which was Diamond Cutter, by the way. Long story behind that, but the whole school was in on it.
This is giving like, you know, the Easy A movie.
Yes, it was like
I'm
that.
Picturing like that.
I was bullied relentlessly. It was so crazy because, again, I was still a virgin, so it was crazy. Yeah.
Well, usually, not always, but usually it's the people that you don't think. Like, they're the freaky ones.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm just pretty.
Yeah. Just trying to survive
like,
over here.
Can a girl just be pretty in this world? Okay, so you said you moved to LA around your 30s.
Yeah.
Got it. And it was to pursue comedy, no?
Yes.
Tell
oh my
me more
God.
about
Thank
that.
you for getting that right, because everyone says it the other way around. They're like, oh, you moved here for porn. I'm like, who moves for porn? I don't know anyone who's like.
I did my research. We're gonna come correct. And if I'm not, please tell me. But yeah, so for comedy.
Yeah, I moved here for stand-up. And then very quickly, I did get into porn. I'd say 6 months of living in LA, I did get into porn. But the goal was comedy, and the goal still is stand-up. I have a show tomorrow. But
hold on a little bit. So you moved here for comedy. Were you doing stand-up in like somewhere else prior, or you just like, I'm moving to LA? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, so I was doing stand-up prior in Kansas City for like 2 years, but no level of expertise. I was just going to open mics. It was very, very basic. And then I was like, well, if I'm going to pursue this, I might as well move to a city that is going to do something with it.
Definitely.
So moved to LA, and I actually didn't do stand-up for that first 6 months I was here, because I was
it's a lot to move here too.
Yeah,
and all
I was
these
so unprepared,
and you're like a sponge and everything.
Yes.
Like it hits you.
I knew nothing. I knew no one. I didn't know anything about LA. I moved downtown, for crying out loud, because I just thought, if you're moving to a new city, you move downtown.
You know what? I almost had that too. Like, someone was like, you should move there, this and then. And then when I said that to someone, they're like, excuse me?
Why would you move downtown?
No.
Yeah.
No hate on people in downtown. Unless you're a man and have money, don't fucking go. Like,
no, it's like, not
don't
safe.
Move there.
Yeah, it's
absolutely
really not.
Okay, got it. So you came here alone or with a friend?
Alone, all by myself. Yeah. And then my best friend actually called me up and was like, hey, I'm going to come to LA and I'm going to do porn. She was like, can I stay with you? And I was like, oh, I'm so poor. Honestly, if you come out here, just help me pay my bills.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Like, let's do it.
Were you living by yourself at that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a studio apartment. But girl, I was so broke. I couldn't afford anything.
What area were you in?
I was like off of 3rd and the 101, basically, like 101 and 3rd Street, like right where it veers off into different highways.
Yeah.
I was living alone, had a studio apartment, couldn't even furnish it. I was sleeping on a bed of towels that I had created.
I got an air mattress in the beginning, so I understand.
I'm like, I had no food. I had nothing. And then my girlfriend's like saying she's going to come to LA. And I was like, yeah, girl, I just need some help with some bills.
So this is how long after you moved?
About 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. No, maybe not even 6 months, maybe about 3 months. No, because I started doing porn when she got here. So 6 months. So she
came and then, because I want to know, how did you get into porn? Like, how did that happen?
So she starts doing porn, did porn for a week. And your first week of porn, if people don't know, you make a crap ton of money in your first week because you're new, you're fresh meat to people. No one's seen you on camera. So everyone wants to shoot you. So your first week in porn, you make a ton of money. And that's kind of how they hook, line, and sinker a lot of girls.
Wait, so you do make money in the beginning?
The very first month, you're probably shooting every day if you want to, because you're shooting for all these companies who have never shot you before.
How do you find those companies? Like, how do you...
agent.
You find an agent. Okay,
but she had already done all that research. So she already had an agent. She already had everything set up. She knew what she was doing. So she got to LA.
She's like, I'm coming to LA.
She just started working. And immediately she made like 10 grand in her first week. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm sleeping on a bed of towels here. If I just go and shoot a little bit of porn, I'll have enough money to where I can like get my life together and start doing stand up. And that's exactly how it started.
So you just asked her like, hey, can I join, or what can I do?
Her. It was funny. She was at a shoot.
Okay.
And
you pulled up.
Yeah. She had left her agent's business card like laying out on my counter. And so I'm like, grabbing it. I'm smoking at the time, and I'm like smoking this joint, looking at this business card, and I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm just gonna take some photos, because she had told me like all she did, and she was like, all I did was take some naked photos, send it to him, tell him a little bit about who I am and like that I want to get in. And I was like,
because back then it wasn't OnlyFans or anything like that, right?
It was so easy. So I just took some photos. And I emailed him and I waited.
You sent him nudes.
And I just waited. And 5 minutes later, my phone rings. I wasn't even done smoking the joint. I started smoking when I'm looking at the business card, making the decision. Got naked, took photos, sent an email. And by the time it comes back, I'm finishing the joint. I'm like, oh shit, they said come in tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. Here we go. And it was...
Right. Did you tell her, or you just pulled
did.
Up?
I told her as soon as she got home from a shoot, of course. And she's like, oh my God, no way. And my shoot was with her the next day. My intro into porn was with her and Seth Gamble, by the way, which was near the beginning of his career. He's been in, I think, for 20 years, which is crazy.
Is she still active or not anymore?
No,
she's not.
She actually didn't stay in porn long at all. She was only in for like a year.
She just came to introduce you into the world.
You know, it's so funny because it was like her dream when I first met her. I had known her for years and she'd always like talked about it, and I was always like, okay girl, like that's probably not gonna happen. There was something she always wanted to do, but her problem with it was too corporate. Like she thought it was going to be more like gonzo, just like kind of like it is now with OnlyFans, like just fucking who you want to fuck when you want to fuck them and filming it. Like that's what she thought. And then you get into porn and you're like, oh my God, it's
very like technical.
It's very, very corporate gig.
Yeah.
So
okay. Well, also when you were smoking that joint and was like, let me send him my nudes. Did you ever think like I shouldn't, like this is not like, did you ever have like other thoughts, like or you were like, fuck this, I'm going?
Are you asking if I was ever a decent person? No. I definitely had the thoughts.
Like hesitations.
Yeah, because I guess you have the thoughts of like, what's my family gonna think, you know? But at that time, I truly thought, and now this is me showing how naive I was, I truly thought I'll just make a few movies. No one will even know, you know, and I'll just get some money and I'll be able to fix things in my life. That's not how the internet works. So
it was more like a temporary solution that you thought.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be super temporary.
And then how long after you did it did your family find out, or your friends?
So I told my family immediately. I told my family before I even shot my very first scene.
What did you say? Like, hey, mom, dad, I'm doing porn now.
So basically, yeah,
really?
I knew.
Or your brother. I have a brother myself, so I'm like,
yeah,
I cannot imagine that conversation. Like, I would rather.
I know. Do you know, my brother was the hardest one, and I didn't have the conversation with him. My dad did for me. I knew my dad would be easy. I knew, look, I am daddy's girl through and through, and there is really nothing I could do to make my dad not love me. So I knew my dad would be easy. I didn't know how I was going to tell my brother, but I told my mom first. And the way I told her, because she is very religious.
Right.
And I
knew, what did you say?
Yeah.
And how did she react?
I said, I'm going to tell you something. I said, I want you to sit down. And she goes, okay. And I go, I don't want you to get scared. I said, I'm fine. But I'm going to tell you something, and you're probably not going to like it. And I said, as soon as I tell you, I'm going to get off the phone with you, and I'm going to let you process it. And I'm going to call you in about a week and see how you're doing. Yeah. Cause I needed her to have time to calm down.
Oh, okay.
And so she goes, okay. What is it? And I was like, well, I'm going to be doing porn. Like, I'm safe and I'm fine, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, okay. And I could tell that she didn't really know how to respond yet, you know? And so I did. I hung up the phone. I gave her a week. And a week later, when now I had some money in my pocket, and I said, how are you feeling? And she was like, I don't know. And I was like, well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to fly you out to LA, and you're going to come and meet my agent, and you're going to come to the office where I go and shoot. And I was like, you'll see that it's like a professional thing, and it's not as skeezy as you think it is. And so I did.
And she was like open.
Yeah. I flew her out. She met my agent. I took her to testing with me to show her how we get tested, and that like it's a professional setting where we get tested. I took her to see all of that. So she just kind of knew that like I was safe. Yeah. You know?
And then at what point did your dad get involved?
So I told my dad right away, and I knew he wouldn't care.
Really?
Because like I said, I knew like, obviously he cares in the way of like, he wishes I wouldn't. Yeah. But not in a way of like, oh, I would disown her in any way. He's been on my podcast like 3 different times talking about what it's like to be the father of a person who works in porn, you know?
How open-minded of him, honestly.
Yeah, it was easy with my dad. And I just told him straight out, and he was like, okay. Basically said the same thing as, I wish you wouldn't, but I love you, and there's nothing you could do that would stop me from loving you. And I said, oh, I really don't want to tell my brother. Like, I'm so nervous.
Honestly, I feel you.
Yes.
Because I have a older brother myself.
I thought he was going to kill me.
Right now, I'm like, I do whatever the fuck I want. Like, I don't care because I'm an adult. But still, like, you kind of don't want to have that type of conversation.
No, it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah. So tell me about that.
I said to my
I'm like nervous
I know.
For you.
I said to my dad, I was like, I think he knows. I was like, I think he's being weird towards me. And my dad was like a little drunk. We were all out playing pool at a bar together. And he goes, you know what? He goes, I'll tell him. He goes, he can't be mad at me. And I was like, okay. So my dad takes my brother and pulls him aside. And I don't know if my brother knew or not, but my brother comes back over, and he's got tears in his eyes. And he just gives me a big old hug. And he was like, I love you, sister. He was like, there's nothing you could do that would make me not love you. He was like, you know, he goes, I'm sad that you didn't feel like you could tell me. He was like, but I'm always.
I'm gonna cry. That's so beautiful.
I know.
What?
And he's been so supportive. My brother even, this is going to sound weird, he worked for me in the realm of stand-up comedy, like helping me book my shows. Yeah. But it even worked for me for a little while, and like occasionally would try and like write a joke for me. And I'm like, coming from my big brother, the joke isn't landing in the same way for me. Yeah. But I love that. He's still really supportive.
Got it. So you're close with them, like you talk to them. Yeah. I love that. Are they still like where are they?
All my family's in Kansas City.
Kansas. Yeah. Okay.
I know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you first started, like you were saying, your friend stopped because it wasn't like she thought it was, right?
Yeah.
So tell someone that's not in the industry, or like the listeners, if you don't mind, like how it is behind the scenes. Like you were mentioning testings, like how does that work?
So as a performer, we're tested every 2 weeks. That's the standard. I personally test more than that. I like to test in between every scene.
Yeah.
Just for my own mental
How
clarity.
fast do you guys get results?
It's next day. So it's 24-hour results. So it's amazing. There's even facilities here in LA that you can get on a monthly package and you can test as many times as you want throughout the month for one low price.
What would happen if, God forbid, someone had something? Like, what would happen?
So it happens. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. But when it happens, you basically get a halt. And so if somebody gets gonorrhea or something easy that can be treated, nothing stops. You just get a phone call. So production won't stop, but your production obviously will stop for that day.
Right.
But you'll get a phone call in the morning. They'll let you know that you have a dirty test and that you need to come in and get medicine. They'll bring you into the office. You get a shot in your ass. They'll give you a bottle of pills. You take your pills every day for a week and you just don't work for a week. But if something more major were to happen, if somebody were to test positive for, let's say, HIV,
God forbid,
or even syphilis, we stop production everywhere. It's a mandatory halt. They will text every agent, every director, everyone says, stop shooting now, no more shots.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone will stop that day. Even if you're mid-scene, your scene is canceled, you're done. And then anybody who that performer had sex with, they spider web out and everyone gets retested. And so that whole group will get retested and then that whole group will retest again in 2 more weeks. Then once that is done, the memorandum, is lifted and we can all go back to work.
Gotcha.
But it's very serious, our testing. So, and like I said, like working in the industry has changed changed everything on how I see the outside world. People think because I'm in porn, like I'm having sex all the time and it's just like, I can't get enough.
You film?
With other partners, maybe once a month.
Okay. Oh.
I always tell people I was getting laid so much more before porn because I loved going out and hooking up with strangers. That was so my jam.
Funny.
Like,
oh my God.
My goal going out in my 20s was find the hottest dude in the bar, go home with him. Find the hottest dude in the bar and go home with him. And if a hotter dude walked in from the hot dude I was talking to, I'm like, you know what? Him. I'll see you tomorrow, you tonight. Like I was such a whore.
Tomorrow, you tonight.
I was such a whore. And now I'm in porn. I'm like, you're gonna have to get tested before we have sex. Like I give hand jobs on the first night now if I like a guy because I'm like, you gotta get tested before I'm gonna put it in my mouth or any of my holes. So
really? So not work wise, like privately, you still have you like to.
I would love to have hookup culture. I would love to be on the fucking dating apps again. I am like,
you're not on any dating app.
I can't be. That's what's frustrating. The moment I go on a dating app, my inbox is filled with, are you Silvia Saige? Oh my God, I'm such a huge fan. I'm like, okay, well, this isn't. Go to my OnlyFans. This is not what I'm here for.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, because I'm like the total opposite. I don't want anyone to fucking touch me.
Well, I'm also at my peak horniness in life. I'm 41, so my hormones are just raging at any point in time, you know?
I don't think I have that problem. I'm healthy and I do feel, but I'm just that's my next question. What if you don't find a coworker attractive? Someone what happens then? Because it definitely in real life would never, you know?
Yeah. It definitely happens. The nice thing about porn is you really do get a huge say in who you have sex with.
Yeah.
You get a yes and no list and you can go on the internet and search them.
Fuck no.
Yeah. Even this morning, I got a request for a job. And before I say yes, I always go and Google the person and Google their dick. Because I agreed to an anal scene and I'm like, well, I have to know that I can even put his penis in my ass first. So hold on. But yeah, you can Google it and check who you're working with. So for the most part, you already working with people that you're attracted to. But I've been in porn for almost 12 years now. It wasn't that way in the beginning. So I definitely had some partners that I was not necessarily attracted to. And what I always say to people is stare into their eyes. Because I feel like
Really?
Yes, I feel like
people that are not in porn and they want to control their emotions. They're like, don't look the person in the eye because you're gonna catch feelings.
Well, no, but if they're ugly, I'm not gonna catch feelings. I'm looking in your eyes to try and like see you as a human. You know, I'm like trying to see like your wounded side and like trying to love you through it. You know,
okay.
I'm like, oh, okay, like I just dig in and I'm like, I want to see your soul. I'm gonna fuck your soul today because your face is horrendous.
Do they have souls most of the time?
I think so. I think so.
Cool.
There's only been a few people in porn where I'm like, yeah, they definitely are just dead inside. You know?
Okay. So, but do you feel like you enjoy yourself and have pleasure during, or is it more like very like technical?
That is a really good question because 90% of the time it's technical, especially in pro porn. I'd say it's different when I'm shooting for myself and my OnlyFans because I'm shooting at home in my areas.
No, I'm talking like production.
Yeah. It's art. It's an art. I'm worried about angles.
Yes.
I'm worried about how my body
like
looks.
how I was prior.
Yes. 110%.
Similar. Okay.
How my hair looks, if my boob is doing a weird thing, you know, like.
But like if I talk to my cousin or someone, I always try to tell them like, don't believe everything you see. Because like a girl your age is not gonna have those, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to make it like it's not gonna be like that.
Yes.
And you're not gonna perform like that either.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's a show, you guys. Like it's still a production at the end of the day, you know? So I always tell people, I'm like, it's a movie, you know?
It is.
It's strictly what
it's
it is.
It's a genre of a movie for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you mentioned that in the beginning that you made a lot of money, but then it dips. So how did that work? And then how long after did you make more?
So I actually didn't make money in the very beginning. I had a really rough start. That agent that I mentioned turned out to be a skeezy guy. Shocking.
Shocker.
I know. So I kind of went under the radar for a few years in porn. It wasn't until I got away from his agency and went to a female-run agency. That's where I kind of started picking up a little traction and getting recognized as, like one of the top MILFs. And then in 2020, when everyone went into COVID, I got extremely lucky and I was cast for a Hulu documentary called Selling Sexy. And that documentary came out March 2020 when everyone was in lockdown with nothing to do. And it got a ton of views and got me a ton of new followers. And that like financially kind of changed my life and set me in a whole different like category. And honestly, there has been dips, but it still stays pretty like consistent. Even when I think I'm like worried and I'm like, ooh, I don't feel as comfortable money-wise as I did. I have a money manager and I'll call him and he's like, you're fine. Stop tripping.
Like that.
And I'm like, okay.
Money manager. I'm gonna get myself a money manager.
Yeah.
Call me.
Well, the thing is I was making money and I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, someone to.
I didn't know how to invest it, you know, and make my money make money for me. I didn't have 401ks set up, you know, like I needed help.
Definitely.
You know? I'm only one person. I like to be the creative.
Yes.
I don't want any of the behind the scenes stuff.
I understand. Okay. When filming, do you feel more vulnerable recording porn or being on stage doing comedy?
Comedy.
Really?
110.
Because it's live or?
It's not even just because it's live. I mean, yes, that's it. But I'm up there all alone and I have to, for one, have funny enough material that I've written that people also enjoy. I have to remember the material that I've written because I'm a pothead and I have a horrible memory. So I'm fighting that plus anxiety. And then, yeah, it's just a lot. You're very, very vulnerable on stage.
That sounds like a disaster combination.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Got it. And then do you use like porn jokes?
So I definitely reference, my job, but I kind of give like
you give yourself a shout out.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people hear about my life and they're like, oh my God, this 41-year-old like porn star comedian, like she's hit rock bottom. And I'm like, yeah, I have hit rock bottom, but porn wasn't that. So I like to give people like the ride through my life, you know, and like realize that porn isn't such a bad place for me.
I think that most successful film actresses,
Yeah.
adult actresses, usually not all of them, but a lot of them don't do comedy.
Yes.
And you would think like, oh, this person used to do porn and failed, and now she's in comedy, but you're doing amazing at both.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say amazing at either, but yeah,
You're doing your best, girl.
them both.
Yes. I mean, you almost have 1 million followers on Instagram, so you must be doing something right.
Let's hope. I mean, do you know how long I've been stuck at that number though?
You
it's
know
like
what it is?
bouncing.
When you get to the upper ones, you can get like every single day. I'm like, this many people started following you, but the number doesn't fucking change.
I know.
Until like it hits like
that's
you
true.
know?
That's true.
Yeah. So I feel you, and like it's just still for a little bit. So I get that. Okay. Well, I want to talk about dating with you.
Oh.
How is it dating for you in LA? Like you mentioned, like you are not on any apps, etc.
Yeah.
Do you usually date like within your industry, or you prefer to date outside of it? Like, tell me more about your dating.
I prefer to date outside of the industry, but I've done both. Neither have worked for me. So
have you ever been married, or have you ever? Do you want to get married?
I don't. Here's the thing. I always say I don't think so, because I always love the idea of like a Goldie Hawn situation of like just being with your partner, but not having the paperwork to tie you guys together and make for some messy divorce later down the line.
I want to. Yeah, in Sweden we call that sambo.
Yeah, I want to be with my person because they want to be with me, not because they're required to be with me. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But then again, if someone were to get down on a knee and propose to me with a really big ring and a really pretty situation, I don't know that I would say no. You're know,
like, I'll take that ring, and then we can talk about the paperwork.
Let's talk about everything else later.
I'm a yes to that ring. Girl, yes.
I'll wear the ring. We'll throw a party. That'll be it. Yeah.
Okay, but what's your type? Like, what's your preference?
Oh my God. I wish I had a type, because I just don't. If you could see my dating history, you would laugh and then be very confused. I just like people who want to make me laugh, who make me feel special, treat me kind. I'd like to say I'd like him to be tall and dark and handsome with big muscles. And yes, I would love that, but that hasn't been what I've dated. So.
Really? Oh my God, no.
If you see what I dated, it's like
I just got a picture of like a
tall, skinny, scrawny surfer dude was the last one, and then there was
Pete Davidson vibes.
I have a Pete Davidson vibe in my repertoire, and then I have like a older gentleman in my repertoire, very handsome but very much older, some overweight Indian dudes, some skinny Indian dudes. I got really big on anything not white when I moved to LA, because I was so used to only fucking white dudes. So I just really branched out, and I haven't made good decisions. I'll say that.
Got you. Question, this just popped up right now. Are you, or have you ever been in therapy?
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, I grew up in therapy.
Okay, cool. I love therapy too.
Yeah, I spent time in a mental ward.
Really?
No. Oh yeah.
Oh,
had therapists out here. I've done the work, which is why I think I can laugh about it all.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. The reason I asked was because you were saying that you made bad decisions dating wise. And I feel like, haven't we all? But that's why you keep going and learning and doing better, learning from your mistakes.
Yeah.
We'll okay. So if you do find your tall, dark, handsome, muscly guy that's kind and everything, what would you want with him? Because you said like marriage is not. Like, what are you looking for?
I want to travel the world with somebody. I love being outdoors. So I love like a good like hiking or something physical. I want to go and stay in 4- and 5-star hotels and travel first class and make an impact in places where I go with my husband. Like, I have a sex education podcast, and I like people to be able to talk about sex. I'd like to travel doing that with my partner and have him do something where his job also lets him travel, and we can just be together and go see the world and change people's lives and impact it in a positive way. That's like my dream scenario.
First off, do you like kids?
Do we like them? I love that that's the question. I like them in small doses. Yeah.
But would you ever want? No.
You
would want it.
That's a hard pass for me.
Yeah. Has it always been like that?
You know what? When I was in my early 20s, I dated a guy for like 5 years, and we were pretty serious. We lived together. We bought a home together. When I was with him, I thought, if we get pregnant, it happens. If it's meant to happen, it happens. I wasn't on birth control. He used to blow inside me every time we fucked, and I never got pregnant. And if there was anyone I was going to have a child with, it would have been that man. He's still one of my very good friends to this day. He's an incredible human.
Oh, cute.
But it didn't happen. And I'm like, you know what? It wasn't meant to be. And I have never desired a kid ever since. And I didn't desire it then. I just thought, he's a good person. I'm a good person. We really love each other. We have a home. The next logical step is children. If it happens, we let it happen. But it didn't. And that's when I'm like, okay, that's it.
Got it. Honestly, I totally understand.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like kids. I don't like all kids, but I do like kids.
Yeah.
And I would want to have kids. But
really?
okay, interesting.
Yeah.
It's not even just like, listen, not with just anyone, because I've had the opportunity. I've literally had, maybe too much information, but like I literally had a famous rapper that was in love with me and he wanted kids. Any other girl would have been like, let's go, let's do it. But I was like,
about the money.
But I was like, long term, I want like the partner I pick, it's not just my husband or my person, it's gonna be the father of my children. And I was like, this long term is not gonna, like, he's gonna have kids with other people. Like right now he has a kid with someone else and he's still hitting me up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, absolutely not.
You don't want to be on the roster.
Absolutely not.
You want to be the whole team.
One and only forever. And once we're done,
I get it.
No, absolutely. Okay. So have you had experience dating like celebrities, or you don't like to date them?
I have.
I'm sure you've been introduced, but I'm saying like as a preference.
Yeah, I dated professional athletes in my 20s. Several. So I already got the taste of celebrity then.
It depends on what type of athlete though.
No,
really?
They're really. What's so fucked up about my athlete story is I had gotten fucked over by one athlete, and then I got a phone call from the other athlete who found my number from someone else, because I didn't give it to him, by the way. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry that player A was such an asshole. Let me show you how you should be treated. And you're right. It was worse. It was a long amount of time only to be like destroyed in the end. And I was like, okay, cool. So glad that worked out.
What type of sport? Like
baseball.
Really?
Yeah. Baseball. You know, what's crazy is, so he was flying me to like all of these games, right? All the away games.
Bare minimum.
Yeah. But I was never going to home games, and I didn't really know why at the time. And then I obviously found out it's because I was the out of town girlfriend and he had an in-town girlfriend, and he proposed to her, and I found out on national television. Well, I didn't find out. My uncle watched it and he was like, isn't that your boyfriend?
I don't even know him, but I want to punch him in his fucking face. Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
And I thought it was so cool because I was young and I was like being flown first class to these cities. And when I would get to these hotels, he would have the concierge know who I was, like by what I was wearing, and they would welcome me in. It was this 5-star service. I would have massages waiting for me, a pile of cash with a little note that said, go shopping and buy yourself something cute. I'll see you after the game. Like, just I was like a VIP.
How old
and
were
I was
you?
soaking it up. 28. Yeah.
Okay, you were basically, I'm 27.
Okay.
So like
well, I met him when I was 27.
Okay.
Yeah. And then,
well, for the listeners and also like note to self, I feel like if a guy introduces you or shows you to staff, nah, we need family.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah. And he met my family. Yeah.
No, don't introduce him to your family before he introduces you to his family.
Yeah.
Boom, I said it.
Yeah. And I met obviously like all the players, but half of them don't speak English. So Lord knows what, like they were probably telling me like, you're the other girl. And I'm like, ha, I'm having so much fun.
That's so sad. That's so sad. You know what? One time, I've never, thank God, been in that type of bubble. But once when I was dating this rapper that I was telling you about, he had like an assistant who was a friend of his, and like every time I saw him, no, a guy, it was a guy. No, it was a big black guy, like just just an assistant. He was really nice, and then every time I saw him, I was just like, oh hi, like how are you? Just being polite, and then like did our thing, whatever. And then I didn't see him for a little bit, and then I came back, and he was like genuinely happy to see me, and he goes, oh my God, like I'm so happy to see you. And then he was like, hi, and he was like, you're my favorite, he said. And I was like, it was like, we all were like, what did he just say? But I was like, I'm not going to make a scene right now. But basically was saying like, he's seeing other bitches, but you are the favorite.
Yeah.
He was like, you're always so nice. Like, honestly, you're my favorite. And I was like,
not the compliment you think it is.
Literally. But anyways, okay. Moving on to the segment I call the positive segment. It's another tool to your toolbox.
Oh, thank God.
So yes, this episode, I want to talk about the law of divine oneness. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
So just like the law of attraction, obviously,
Yes.
so this is another law.
Okay.
There's multiple laws. Everyone
Okay.
just thinks it's
Right.
law of attraction. But the first law of the universe is the law of divine oneness. And the idea is that we're all connected. This universe, we're
Yeah.
all connected.
I believe that.
So by thought, actions, everything, like it's a ripple effect. Okay.
Mm.
So whatever you put out, you're gonna get back.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna, like a boomerang, it's gonna come
Yes.
back. A little bit like karma, but like
Yes.
basically. So recently I was doing some work on myself because I'm constantly doing like personal development and I'm constantly want to like do better.
Yeah.
And I noticed myself when I saw other people. I'm not a jealous person. Like I really am not.
Yeah.
Like if I see
Oh,
a
I
pretty
wish I
girl,
could say that. I am
no,
jealous.
if I see a pretty girl, I'm like, yes, girl. Like I get
Oh,
inspiration.
yeah, not that. Yeah.
No. But
Yeah.
in general, like I don't feel, knock on wood, I
Yeah.
don't feel jealous
I'm like,
that
where is the
often.
wood? Ah!
But I was seeing like other people, for example, having the type of relationship or the type of life or career. And I was like, oh, like
Oh,
I
yeah.
wish I had, right?
Mm.
But this law is saying that you're not supposed to send that energy. Instead, you're going to look at them and be like, oh my God, this exists in the world. So I'm going
Yeah.
to get it too.
Love
so you're
it.
switching it.
Yes.
So I'm working on that as well.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a great thing. And then also I've been doing like one good deed or one good like thing
Yes.
for someone else. Because if you like, that person might not give it back to you, but it's going to come back.
Yes.
So I've been a little more graceful
Yes.
and poised towards other people.
That's always my
Um,
advice to people when they're like in a bad mood. I just gave that advice to my friend in London. I said, because he was kind of like down and out. And I was like, here's what I need you to do. I need you to shower. I was like, put on a nice outfit and then go out. And I was like, go do nice things for other people. I was like,
yes.
buy a single mom's groceries at the store, you know, like give that homeless guy $20 that you were going to do for
Yes.
something else, you know,
Yeah.
just like hold a door open for somebody. Tell them they
Literally,
look beautiful.
I was literally
like,
gonna say it could be anything. It doesn't
yes.
it doesn't have to be transactional. If you have that privilege, absolutely. Like
Yes.
I would want to like take care of someone else's bill one day. Be like,
Yes.
oh, this family of 5 looks, you know, just like take care of it.
Yes.
But even small things, like
Yes.
just help. Like it doesn't
Yes.
cost you anything.
It's so
honestly.
true. Help somebody carry their groceries inside. Do you know,
Anything,
like whatever.
yes.
It changes how you feel to see their reaction.
100%. That happened to me at the grocery store. I'm not a big muscly person either. Like I need help with groceries
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But one time I saw this like very old lady, like she was literally shaking, and then she ordered, like she was buying like water, and I'm like, there's no way this poor old lady is
Right.
gonna carry this. So I was like, ma'am, like, can I help you? And she was
Mhm.
like, what? Like no one else was offering. And she was like, please. I literally carried it. I'm like, of course.
Yeah.
Like, why are you shopping alone at
Yeah.
this point? You know?
Mhm.
I mean, kiddo's independent, but
yeah.
so just try to do something nice for someone
It does.
else. And also, if you can't physically, this is also a little hoo poo. Like it sounds weird, but like if you think of someone, like send them good energy, like
Oh,
positive
yeah.
energy. Like, oh, this person, oh, love
Yeah.
you. Bye. You know, like just send it.
Yeah.
It will like get to them. And even if they did you wrong, even more, that's going to come to them as like a form of like guilt, or they're going to think of you. So
yeah. I
just,
like
you
it.
know, that's why a lot of people think of me. Just joking. Okay, so our next segment is called the ick list. Ew. So we're gonna talk about icks.
Ooh, yeah.
Think of like a couple, and then we're gonna go one each. I can start.
Mhm.
It could be anything silly, but it could also be a little deeper too. But I feel like we need to address this. My biggest ick, or one of the icks,
Yeah.
are the bare minimum. The bare fucking minimum. Like disgusting.
Yeah.
Like you're not doing anything. Like you
Yeah.
need to go above and beyond, okay?
Yeah. What's sad is I'm very used to settling for that bare minimum. I think my biggest ick is gotta be being rude to wait staff.
Oh, that's
I was a server
disgusting.
for so many years and a bartender, and I am the over tipper of a lifetime. I just can't be mean to wait staff at all.
Yeah,
So,
I've been in the service industry too,
Yes.
and I would like absolutely never.
Yeah.
I'm so like, thank you so much. I
Yes.
appreciate it. Da, 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 da. But then also opposite, like if they're rude, I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, I get that you're tired, but like,
Right.
girl, I'm trying to tip you.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So this is also like a dumb, silly one, but if they don't valet on a date or they don't send you a car, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
like I'm never gonna see you ever again.
Yeah, I like that.
Especially because like I'm wearing heels and
Mhm.
there's parking of no, there's fucking not.
Yeah.
Like even if there's parking, like
And if
like,
you're
no.
gonna go park, drop me off at the door then.
Literally.
Yeah.
But also like
Yeah.
I'll pay for your fucking valet. Just
Yeah.
valet a fucking car.
Mhm.
We're not doing that. That's disgusting. I'm never
Yeah.
I'm never
love it.
seeing
That's
you
one of your
ever-
icks.
No,
Yeah.
I've literally told my friends, they're like, oh my God, how was the date? I'm like, he didn't valet.
Yeah.
And they're like,
it's weird on a date. Yeah.
listen, if you're like financially like, then don't date first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, this is your time in the beginning to woo me.
Yeah.
So fucking woo me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This first few days should be amazing.
Actually, yeah. Okay.
I think my other is not grooming. I need my man to groom all of his things. I think a lot of men think that their feet and their hands don't have to be clean. I'm like,
Ugh.
they have to be clean,
Yes.
especially these grubby little things. Don't look at mine right now because I'm going to get my nails done right after this, but normally pretty. Okay. But you're not putting your dirty, grubby hands inside any of my holes.
Ew,
Okay.
ew, ew.
So like cleanliness.
Oh,
Clean.
that's a must. Hygiene.
Yeah.
We actually covered this with Pej
Yeah.
last time. Hygiene was a bit like
It's so huge. And
so
so
big.
many people don't pay attention to things. And
I
I'm
think
like,
it's like laziness, but I'm like, even for yourself, like, don't you want to
Yes.
like, God
Yes.
forbid this is your last day on earth.
Right.
Don't you want to be like fucking fresh? You know what I'm saying? Okay.
I do want the firefighters who find me dead to want to fuck me. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I do. I do.
They're like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, like,
We're really sad this
damn.
one's gone. Yeah.
No, actually, like it has to be on their core memory forever.
Yeah.
That one person. Okay. Okay, this one could be a little like, I know as women, we all love tall men.
Yes.
Shout out to everyone, but
Mm.
especially if you're tall, right?
It is a problem.
However,
yeah.
guys with like the energy of like they don't have to do anything because they're tall. No,
Mm,
babe.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like they're literally used to carrying bitches on their
Uh-huh.
back just by being tall. They're like, hey,
Mhm.
what's up?
yeah.
I want to see you like make some moves, actions, you know, like
mhm.
for me,
Mm-hmm.
nowadays I see through that. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're hot, but like so am I.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I feel that. That's a big one. My next ick is probably going to be if you're MAGA. That's a real big ick for me. I can't.
Even coming from like,
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't like it
Especially coming from that.
okay.
Like, because I grew up around it and I also realize how easy it is to like educate yourself and see other people's point of views. You know, I'm in the tax bracket where Trump being president benefits me.
right,
You know,
Yeah.
but like I can't be that person, you know?
Yeah.
I'd rather pay more taxes and have humanity in the world. So
Got
that's a
it.
big ick for me.
I think I'm out of X for this time. Do you have another one that you can think of right now?
No, not off the top of my head.
No? Okay. Oh, I have one ick. Maybe you can maybe you can relate to this. So when a guy sees that like I have a podcast or I have things going,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, like I should be on your podcast. No, you should not.
That's a pretty big ick.
That's
yeah.
disgusting. I literally had this guy who was
Yeah.
like, oh, like it's fine, like show interest, like, oh, what is it
Yeah.
about? Da, 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 da.
to
Cool.
want to listen.
That's different. But like,
Yeah.
oh, I should be on it. I'm like, why? What
Yeah.
do you do? Who are you? Like, why would I? And then that's the biggest ick. So maybe for you, like if they understand that you're in that industry and they want to like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a big one for me is like guys thinking that because they're with me that they're going to get to fuck all my friends. I'm like, that's not how this
Yeah.
works, you know?
no.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of friends in the industry or more
Yeah.
outside? Yeah.
I honestly, most of my friends,
Are
other than
innocent.
like long hood childhood friends,
Yeah.
and my best friend, all poor people are like, I mean, not all porn people. I don't love all porn people, but
Yeah.
most of my friends here in LA are porn people or comedians. But
Who is or a few of your favorite porn stars?
I mean, obviously I have to go with Cherie DeVille and Alexis Fox. We are kind of like a little threesome. We like to do little like girls trips and vacations together. And we are just like three little peas in a pod because we all enjoy the same things.
Yeah.
Like we all love the outdoors. We all love ganj. We all like, you know, a little wine in the evening, you know, and we're all early risers. We all wake up with a fucking butt crack of dawn and are just ready to go. Yeah. But
what's the key? I want to learn.
Getting old. That's it. Your body, like things just change in your body and you want to go to bed earlier and wake up earlier. So we're up at like 5, 6 in the morning. And the first thing we do is just want to get high. And then, you know, they will make breakfast because I don't cook.
What about male actresses?
Oh,
do you have any?
I have my people that I call because I call them my boyfriend dicks because I like.
Do you guys hook up outside of it too, or just
no?
Just,
not. I don't
like,
hook up.
if I'm not getting paid, I'm not seeing you.
I don't hook up with anybody where I'm not making money off of it. If I do, it's so few and far between. And those are the people where I'm like, okay, well, we got to get you tested first. Those are my hand job people. I'm like, let's all get you off that night because I'm a nice lady. If I like you, but we're gonna have to go get tested. So yeah, no, I have a few people that like I said, are like the boyfriend dicks that I call that are not too big, but they make for good dicks on camera, you know?
Okay. I don't know that many. Like, I'm not super active watching porn. I actually don't.
You probably wouldn't know any of the guys even if I said it.
I mean, I feel like everyone knows, what's his name?
Like
Johnny
Sims. Oh, Johnny Sims.
Yeah, that's everyone.
Yeah, everybody knows those guys.
As far as women, I feel like I never talk about this ever. I felt like, I'm blushing. I would say Aletta Ocean.
I don't know who that is.
She's beautiful.
Okay.
I think she's like Romanian or like she's like, yeah.
I love an exotic.
Sorry if I said wrong, but Aletta Ocean.
Okay.
And then Savannah Bond.
I don't know her either.
I kind of know her. We talk like on Instagram. Like I don't know her like that, but like she's cool. But yeah.
I don't
also,
know.
she kind of looks like me, so like it's easier to visualize.
Yeah. It's funny. That's the kind of porn I watch too. I either tell people I watch gay porn or porn with either myself or people who look like me.
Honestly, I feel like that's because you can like envision it.
Yes. Yeah. Like, ooh, that's me.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Not me giving her a shout out. But anyways, okay. Where can people find you?
Oh my gosh. You can find me online. My podcast is called Sexy Funny Raw. It's on live streaming on, not live stream. It is live with video on YouTube and then all streaming networks. You can listen to the audio. You can find me on Instagram at the Silvia Saige. On TikTok, there's so many fakes of me. Mine is Silvia Saige 2.0, and it's the only one that is linked to my official Instagram. Or you can find me doing stand-up. So
perfect. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so happy to have you. I had a great time.
Me too. It was great.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode. Please make sure to follow us on Instagram at Emily Azizi and Align-ish Podcast. And also make sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel and like if you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.